When extremely stressful things and traumatic things happen in all of our lives, our first response is usually that of just emotionally spiraling out of control. That looks a little bit different for everyone, how they spiral. What if I were to tell you that that emotional spiraling could be contained enough for you not to feel like you're crazy for the next like 1 or 2 years, or something potentially even worse, like going into a deep depression? All of these are common spiral trauma responses. While it's always going to be very painful when these things happen, it's just a part of life. But that doesn't mean we can't control our pain level of how our body and mind automatically responds to it, and how it will respond to it over the course of the next several days and weeks. What if I were to tell you that the so you're always at some point in the scale, on the emotional scale. If you feed, the best possible thing you could be doing is just only feeding yourself positivity. You may think that doing this will possibly make you weaker, but it doesn't. You see, when I say the way we react and carry ourselves through situations, a lot of people don't realize how much control is involved. Since we're all such smart, capable people, one of the consequences of that means that with enough effort, these really pain everything will kind of just go down a level on the pain scale. Really painful things will only feel painful. Smaller things won't even bother you, like minor inconveniences. And every single time you contribute to a positive thought pattern, you're tipping the scale in your favor emotionally. But the thing about it is, while every single situation you contribute to it is positive, you have to be consistent with it if you want to see any results. See, a lot of people like to bail immediately on goals they set. Like, they'll do it once or twice, and then they'll bail on it because their brain is not used to. Your brain has to build a tolerance to anything that you start doing that's new in your life in order for that activity to be significantly changed, as in, it takes a lot less energy to do it. People like to give stereotypes to emotions, such as depression is strong, anger is strong. But what if I were to tell you that those are only common stereotypes, because the average person doesn't fully understand how our thought patterns work? If a certain negative emotion exists in your life and it's to a severe degree, like you can feel the strength behind the punch of it, that means there's a problem with that emotion, and you need to start giving it distance. And the more distance you can give it, the better. And the thing about putting distance is, we can give any of our negative emotions distance. The more distance we put between our emotions, the better off our responses will be. There's no emotional distance cap within us for positive or negative situations when we're talking at more or less. So yes, you can get to a point where even like bigger inconveniences will feel like nothing to you. If anything, you'll actually legitimately start laughing at it. You can get to a point where what would be considered as horrible for one person, you just shrug it off as just another thing life's throwing at you. So you take these challenges on as tests that you can pass. And when you pass the test, you're pushing towards that better you. By the way, guys, I wanted to touch up on mindset is what produces the outcome. Basically, the only way you can achieve your biggest desires and goals in life is if you pursue them with the absolutely correct, resilient, stoic mindset. And if you want to achieve that, you have to have the mindsets. And the weird thing about these like stoic, very strong-willed mindsets is you can't understand what they're like until you possess them for the very first time. For me, I struggled even brushing my teeth at one point in my life, my depression, but then I ended up facing it head on, accepting it, and then learning to accept these positive emotions in my life. The more I accepted the positive and accepted and rejected the negative, it turned into the mindset. So that's how I got there. But I also wanted to really talk about how you don't understand. If you, yes, if you haven't ever possessed that level of emotional resilience, I can tell you it's not one of those things where it carries any level of baggage. Like, once you get to that light at the end of the tunnel, the amount of baggage that comes with using your energy towards tasks that you should be doing, there's not going to be any motivation. But I tell you what's going to end up peaking out is your inner drive. And it comes out completely on its own. Basically, as once you really work on yourself enough, you have your inner drive, everything just seems to really snap in place and become automatic. Like, it doesn't take, when people say it doesn't no longer take some energy to do things that they want to get done in the day, that's the truth. I feel confident in saying I've gotten there at this point, and it really just it's it takes it just doesn't take it just doesn't take much energy, and that's like so hard to believe, because like a lot of us will just say, oh, these people are just talking BS and it's toxic positivity. No, it isn't. The mindset is truly that strong. Once you get it, everything becomes effortless, because not only is your brain literally physically changing so you're used to that mindset, but that's not even it. That's not even, I would argue, the reason why people get so locked in their life. It's the fact that with negative makes negative and positive makes positive. All this heavy positivity you introduce into your life, it just comes with a bunch more positivity, heavy positivity, and that peaks up as like confidence. You become proud of yourself. You don't care about what people think of you anymore, really, or nowhere near as much as, at least. You start feeling ready to take on the world. It's a feeling, and it's like an anxiety destroyer, a depression destroyer, and it's truly a beautiful feeling. This feeling of true, now I'm not saying that I've completed my mental health journey. Once you accept inner peace into your life and this inner drive, it's just everything ends up working out. And you know what, guys? You can do it all yourself. While support from others makes this a lot easier, it doesn't make it impossible. Just start today with the small stuff, and you will make yourself surprised. Because remember, you're your own person. That you can be your own cheerleader. That's all right. You can be your own motivator. That's completely acceptable and completely valid, and it completely works. So why not? So I wanted to tie up all these points by saying, grow with your pain, don't spiral with your pain. Because like I said in one of my recent videos, is that you're either with yourself or you're against yourself. If you're against yourself, you're going to spiral. If you're with yourself, you're going to look at the pain from a bird's eye view. Take your pain, and instead of becoming resentful, you're going to take that inner resentment. Instead of like throwing it at other people or your own self, you take that resentment and you wrap it up in a beautiful gift box and you chuck it at life. What I'm trying to say is, take your resentment that comes from bad things that happen to you and use it as a source of unlimited fuel to push yourself when life wants to say no. You get to that point where all your goals will become truth. It will happen. It's going to take time. It's going to take energy. And the bigger the goal, the more time and energy. But guess what, guys? That doesn't mean you can't start today and get there quickly. Remember, our lifetime is already short as it is. And you have no idea how long, a lot of the times, our goals are like the type of goals where we don't know how long the success is going to kick in. But who cares? Just go for it, guys. Just go for your goals. Just dive into your goals and don't look back, and you won't regret a single thing. Now, what's one thing that you tell yourself when you're in a bad mood, and what's a thought that you can start replacing that with that's positive? Let me know. And guys, remember, it will work out. It will. It may not seem like it right now, but it will. And I'll be here, you guys, for a long time, forever, as close to forever as I can, really. But remember, guys, the journey starts with your own action and input. You guys go ahead and like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Have a great rest of your evening or day.